What's up? It's AK Babyface. Subscribe to supporting icons for the latest boxing news.
Right, you're going to love the excuses of Deontay Wilder as to why he's fighting Luis Ortiz again. And of course, he's going to be talking about Luis Ortiz with a possibility that he could be failing a PED test. Anyway, it's what Wilder had to say. Article in the description box once you finish listening to this video, of course. And if you're new in, subscribe. Now, Wilder's statement. With Luis Ortiz, there was controversy about if they gave him more time to recover in the first fight. You know, the first time around, the commentators did a lot of damage. It's crazy that I work for Showtime, but you have guys that work for Showtime in the commenting team, you know, it's always negative toward me. It's like I'm getting helped. They made it seem like when the referee called me over, he was giving me extra energy or extra time to breathe. I don't know where they get that from, but some people ran with that. Besides that, another reason why I'm fighting Ortiz is because no one else wants to fight him. There's always, he's old, but no one at the top is giving him his opportunity. Of course, I've got ties to Ortiz, dealing with his daughter, a rare skin condition, and my daughter with spina bifida. So that's the reason I blessed him the first time. I'll be honoured to bless him again because none of these guys want to fight him. I'll beat him a second time and then come to Tyson Fury. I have no worries about Luis Ortiz failing another PED test. I've been through so much in the sport, and at the end of the day, if these guys are going to do what they want to do, and the objective of this game is to get caught, that's the main objective of the whole thing, is to not get caught. But a lot of these guys do things to get caught over and over again. If Ortiz makes the approach to want to cheat, then shame on him. That would be bad for him and his family. Bad that he already doesn't get the big fights because no one wants to fight him. That would be really taken away from his family. That would be a selfish move if he did that. Deontay Wilder's statement. Now, first of all, he is correct. If Luis Ortiz did try and cheat, whether it be again or whatever, then yeah, certainly he's harming his own opportunity here, that's for sure. But again, Wilder makes absolutely zero mention of his own brother failing a PED test, right? Amazing that. Now, when he goes on to say how Luis Ortiz, he's blessing him, he's fighting him because nobody else will. Okay, so why don't you have that same energy with Dillian Whyte? He's been number one for over 600 days, you damn klutz. Why aren't you fighting him? Oh yeah, because you're scared. Oh yeah, because Luis Ortiz is old. But to say that everybody is avoiding Luis Ortiz is an absolute joke. Didn't Anthony Joshua offer Luis Ortiz $7 to $8 million to fight him at Madison Square Garden? And Luis Ortiz turned it down? And now you want to say that nobody's offering Luis Ortiz an opportunity? He had an opportunity to earn $7 to $8 million, and had he beaten Anthony Joshua, even more money in a rematch. But he didn't do it. But yet nobody's offering Luis Ortiz any kind of opportunity. Amazing that, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Dillian Whyte offered Luis Ortiz a headliner pay-per-view, but Luis Ortiz didn't want to fight him. No, he didn't. In fact, he pulled himself out of it by saying to Dillian Whyte, I'll tell you what, Dillian, you cancel your pay-per-view headliner at the O2 Arena and come fight me on the Wilder Fury undercard. So again, another one where Luis Ortiz ducked the fight. No matter how you spin it. Dillian Whyte also said, I will fight Luis Ortiz Wilder, because Wilder did say, if you fight Luis Ortiz and beat him, I'm a man of my word, you can fight me next. This is Wilder, a man of his word. Good one. Right? So Dillian Whyte said, okay, fine. Not only will I beat Luis Ortiz, but I will knock him out. If I knock him out, then you fight me next. If I beat him on points, fair enough, you don't have to. But if I knock out Luis Ortiz, you have to fight me next. Wilder responded to him, again, it's on DAZN, so go watch it here on YouTube, where Wilder sent him a personal DM saying, I'm not going to sign anything or agree to anything, and I'm going to freeze you out for 2 years. So what Wilder says in public and what he says behind closed doors, two different things, right? So Dillian Whyte exposed both Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. So yeah, people are giving Luis Ortiz opportunities, but you're fighting Luis Ortiz and going with this whole nobody wants to fight. Who the hell is Luis Ortiz? Who's he beating? He's beaten, his biggest win is Brian Jennings, a guy who lost the very fight before that fight to Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko took his undefeated record. Then Luis Ortiz come along. So that's his biggest win. Brian Jennings, who lost to Oscar Rivas recently, who Dillian Whyte is taking on. Brian Jennings, who's going to be fighting this weekend against Joe Joyce. That Brian Jennings. So what is it that Luis Ortiz has done? Luis Ortiz has had plenty of opportunities for plenty of big fights, but didn't do it. He didn't do it. He was offered the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua, 2.5 years ago, when Joshua beat Vladimir Klitschko. All he had to do was wait for Joshua to defend his RBF mandatory, which was mandated that if he didn't fight his RBF mandatory, Kubrat Pulev at the time, then switched to Carlos Takam, but if he didn't compete in a mandatory defense of his IBF, he would get stripped of the IBF. So he had to follow through with the IBF. Luis Ortiz knew this. And then Luis Ortiz was next. They even offered Luis Ortiz a contract to guarantee him next, as he was a WBA mandatory. But instead, he wanted to go fight Deontay Wilder. Why? Easier fight, right? But subsequently failed a PED test because he didn't put high blood pressure medication on the form. So he lost out the whole mandatory situation, which I believe was wrong. But listen, it is what it is. So Luis Ortiz is being offered plenty of opportunities, but he keeps on turning them down. Why? Because he's a slave to the PBC, just like you are, Wilder. As in, they tell him what to do, who to fight, and how much to take. Simple as that. Nobody wants to see you fight Luis Ortiz, Wilder. No one wants to see it. You are cherry picking again. It's what you do. It's what you've always done. But anyway, it is what it is. Luis Ortiz is over 40 years old now. Okay, he's actually older than Povetkin. But yet, Wilder fans had an issue with Joshua taking on Povetkin. Povetkin, former world champion. Excellent resume. Huge names on his resume. Luis Ortiz, never been a world champion. Nobody on his resume. And older than Povetkin. But that fight's okay for Wilder. But Joshua fighting Povetkin wasn't, right? Go figure. Anyway, Wilder, you're full of crap. Here's what it is. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up. Subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.